The number one thing I've realized this year is how faithful God is. I mean, we can make all these plans in the world. We can get up in the morning. We can work hard. We can try to take care of our bodies. We can try to eat right. We can seem to do all the right things over and over again. And yet we can still fail over and over again. And when I think about that, it brings me back to this book that I read about 10 years ago. It's by Maya Angelou. It's called I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And to be honest with y'all, that's pretty much how I felt the past 10 years. It's, this caged bird, and it's trying to sing, it's trying to fly, it's trying to spread its wings and do what it was meant to do. And yet it's trapped inside this cage. But you just keep pushing through time and time again. And it reminds me of this verse in Proverbs, where it says, the righteous man falls 7 times and gets up 7 times again. And although that is an amazing verse, it's very true. I think that I allowed my ability to persevere to block how faithful the Lord is. And he's been faithful. I mean, I've taken a lot of big steps this year. I've gone a lot of places to chase this dream of mine. Not even to just chase this dream, just to live, just to find out who Jaden is. And when you go through life and you fail over and over again, this fear of failure and other people watching you fail starts to creep in. Even worse than failure, I mean, you can lose it all. I mean, actually lose it all in a few seconds. But when that happens, you have to ask yourself, do I still believe that God is faithful? Do I still believe that he is with me? One thing I noticed, literally as I'm recording this right now, is that verse in Proverbs about the righteous man, it never says he gets up by himself. And that's what we have fellow believers for. So I want you guys to meet Caleb. Caleb is not only one of my best friends, but flat out, he's one of the coldest hoopers I know. And it's crazy because 3 years ago, I broke my foot trying to walk on at this college, and the school I was going to at the time. And I met him, and we both had this insane love for the game. And he actually helped me get back to form then. And it's why I'm grateful that the Lord brought us back again this time around for whatever's next in my journey, which is exactly what this series is going to be about. It's going to be not just about basketball and getting back up to speed, and because I'm out of shape and still recovering from injury, but just the progression of I guess my character. I mean, just letting you guys into my character development, even when I'm tired, because as you can see in the in the film, I'm not just tired physically, but this year has taken a lot of me, taken a lot of reflecting and healing in certain areas. I mean, the Lord really had to shine a light in areas that I didn't even realize I was hurting in. And it's my goal for this new year to bring you guys along, because I've really I've let the enemy take that away, take that joy of making content away. And I'll just be blunt and honest. The reason because of that was because I was so afraid of letting you guys down. Not just the people that know me personally, but the people that don't know me. It's like I've always wanted to use my platform to inspire people. And the enemy will always put this doubt in my head of like, well, how can you inspire people when you've only shown them the bottom and you stay at the bottom? Like, I've yet to succeed in my aspirations, or rather, I'm not as far along as I thought I should be by now. But at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter. It's all about being obedient to what God says and being content with where He has you at. Nothing else really matters, and I would have been on this platform for 10 years, 10 years now. And for 10 years, I allowed the enemy to attack my creativity, and that to the point where I almost ignored this passion of mine to create. And I'm done with that, because at the end of the day, I could fail at everything I do, and God is still going to use that to inspire somebody. And that's what matters the most to me. In Matthew 10, it talks about how even the sparrow won't fall to the ground in the Father's care. And when you think of it like that, it's like, okay, even if, ultimately you really have nothing to worry about, just go after it. Because even if you begin to fall, you got to remember whose hands you're in. So as far as my goals for this series, it's really, number one is to spread the gospel through basketball. I think basketball is such a wonderful tool. It's a sport that requires no language to play, and everyone around the world can understand it. So yeah, that's definitely number one. After that is to get healthy again. I'm kind of tired of being injured. Well, not even kind of. I'm just tired of being injured. I'm too young to feel old. And third is to be able to compete at a high level again. That's just going to take a lot of work, a lot of repetition, and commitment. But I'm just really excited to take you guys with me and show the journey. And maybe it inspires someone to continue at their passion or whatever that is, whether it be basketball or painting. I pray that you get something out of it. It's kind of strange for me too, just because I don't really let people into my character development, and just he is frying me right now. I'm watching this, but yeah, even how I speak, overall I'm pretty quiet and reserved, so to even be doing this is out of my element. But if the Lord wants to use my voice, then so be it. So if this is your first time coming across my channel and interacting with some of my content, thank you for watching. If you took the time to like and subscribe, thank you. And I hope it inspires you, and even to share. So I don't take any of it for granted. But just looking back at all that's happened this year, all the death, graduating from college, almost losing my life in a few seconds, as what we saw earlier in the video. It really all just highlighted the main takeaway from this year for me is that God is faithful. I've said it multiple times, but I'll say it again. God is faithful. In the time where I thought He wasn't speaking, I just didn't have my ears open. There's been so many times where I've felt like the Lord wasn't near, but he's been right there all along, and it was I that ventured off. And I pray that as we build this community, that we can pour into not just each other but the world, because this world needs the Lord's light to be shed, and it needs to be spread from each corner of the earth. So no matter what has happened, maybe in the past year or the past few years, or whatever you've done, whatever iniquities you've committed, you are always enough in the Lord's eyes, and He loves you, and He's shown it to me time and time again. He's never failed, and He won't fail you. In this case, my ankles and my knees failed me, because I am extremely tired at this point. Yeah, boy Cole, he hit me in the nuts right here, and that kind of did it. I was in so much pain. But it was really dope to compete against Caleb. Yeah, this part though, it's a little demoralizing, but it's also my favorite part, because it's in this moment where you got to ask yourself, do you still want this? When your head is down. But it's also the moment where you realize you have more in you, and He's not finished with you. So as always, I pray that this video blessed you, and I pray that in some way, shape, or form, that it inspires you to get up and try again. Just keep moving forward. Y'all be easy though, and as always, make sure you smile today.